that you could be on, that you can take. I told her, no, you're increasing my my pain, like my pain medicine. Like, no, I've been on 30 oxycodone for close to 20 years. There is a reason why I moved the way that I moved, because in Georgia, not even in Georgia, everywhere, it's a lot of people that have high pain tolerance. And after a while, you get to a point where you can't get treated. They can't manage your pain. You know what I'm like? You can pile on so much. Now, I was on PCAs in Virginia. I was taking PCAs down there. And, after a while, that piles up. So, the doctor warned me about that right before I leave here. It was like, you're 31, you're already high. Like, you really at the cusp. And he was right. That's why I leaned a lot towards marijuana, but I couldn't afford to pay for marijuana. And things of that nature, to try to like cut down on having to take my medication and things of that nature. It helps a lot with withdrawal, things of that. So fast forward, she has attitude that I tell her that I don't. I told her I only agreed to the transfusion. Well, she wants to give a transfusion. That's what they do. They hold here, opposite of Ochsner. Ochsner, they don't give you no transfusion. They want you to practically be at 5, which is honestly where I'm leaning now, where I'm having to lean now, because my ferritin is so high. I have to go the route that they are going. Ochsner, I have to go that route. So I was like, she was like, I said the only reason why I agreed to the transfusion is because, you're now messing with my liver. Like, he's already tried to lower it. I done been to the hospital now where I have to look back at my charts, but it was like hype or something. It's basically it's probably in my history. And it's basically saying like my liver enzymes are extremely dangerously high. So I have to watch what I'm doing. I have to watch how much Tylenol I'm taking, and I've been taking that a lot because I haven't had, for the last 2 years, I haven't had much medication because I haven't had a consistent doctor. When I finally got a consistent doctor in Virginia and got on a consistent regimen, I then had to deal with the hospital care up there, which was, and you could just tell the difference in certain areas. Norfolk General was a state hospital. It was in Norfolk. Now, if I went to Virginia Beach, or if I went a hospital in Virginia Beach, or if I went to a hospital in Princess Anne, then their care, like, it's just basically, the level of care, it speaks volumes. The level of care speaks volumes. And that's with any industry. That's not just healthcare. That's in every industry, whatever. So they was like, okay, well, since the transfusion is out of the picture, then we have no choice to address the pain or whatever. Well, and then the nurse practitioner comes in, well, you're going to have to start taking in between the oxycodone and the IV medicine. I'm like, it's not working. As soon, and the nurse even said, she was like, I'm not giving you that anymore. It's not working. As soon as I give it to you, you're calling me back trying to get something else. Like, so they had an attitude about that. So they slowly dropped off. Now, mind you, internal medicine has switched over to another doctor.
Oh, busted.
Oh, we.
Huh? You said what?
I said, I'm weak.
But the man said that. You know, production make on fire. See, I told you. Look at you. Don't do right.
Oh, my God. Oh, That's another thing. Since I've been here, I now require oxygen. That tells you the level of care that I am at now. Just mind you, before I had issues in Virginia, I didn't require to wear oxygen. I now have to wear oxygen. Anyway, what was I saying? So now they didn't fell off. I didn't got a new doctor. They didn't ran out of Dilaudid here. Now, mind you, any other time, anybody else, they'd give morphine. They're not giving me morphine. They are giving me P.O. Dilaudid, 1 milligram of P.O. Dilaudid, even though the IV 1 milligram P.O. Dilaudid, 1 milligram Dilaudid wasn't working. And they are giving me the oxycodone, which is, it wasn't working at home. It wasn't working when I was getting the IV medicine. Let me tell y'all about my day. So I have been in the hospital. It seems like I've been running, but ever since I've been in Louisiana, I've been in the hospital like every week or two since June. So tomorrow will make a week that I have been in the hospital. I now have iron overload. I have aka a high ferritin count. Now, you can't, for the ones that don't know, that is extremely bad. Very bad. Actually, it starts to affect your liver. It can scar up your liver, and it can cause your liver to shut down. Now, our sickle cell pain crisis, already, our red blood, when we're in a pain crisis, our red blood cells die off in the liver. That's why they check your bilirubin when you go to the hospital, because they are trying to check your liver enzymes. If your liver enzymes are high, that educates you on how severe a patient's sickle cell crisis is, along with other things that go along with those metrics. Now, since I've been here, I have been sickling. The last time I got a blood transfusion, the doctor warned me. He said, "You're extremely high." He gave me a high dose of desoxyriboxamine. He said, "You need to get this outpatient." He gave me a suggestion for a hematologist for me to take it outpatient, be consistent on it so I can do an appointment. Now, no, I am back in Louisiana. This hospital that I am at, I can come here as a patient, but they do not take my Medicaid insurance. Only Ochsner does. Now, Ochsner, you can go there as an outpatient. Still trash, but it's even more trash in the hospital. If anybody knows anything about state hospitals, Grady was like that a long time ago. When I first moved there, Grady was really bad. Nobody wanted to go to Grady. Everybody was like, "They're killing people over there." Things of that nature. After they got all the people out of Grady, then that's when Grady uplifted itself and they put all that COVID money in there and started fixing stuff up and getting the right people in and things of that nature. Then the hospital turned around. So it's like that here in Shreveport, Louisiana. I feel like we further than Georgia, to be straight up honest with you. Like, I feel like we still and way back there. Like, it's going to take us at least a good 10 to 15 years before we could even sit here and say they're stop killing people. Now, I already had a run-in with Ochsner at the hospital last time. I already have the footage for that. reported the doctor, so on and so forth. Now I've been coming to Highland. Now Highland has been a lot better. The doctors have been a lot better. They've been a lot, they've been quite knowledgeable. They still don't have as much knowledge as I have, but they're pretty decent to where I feel somewhat comfortable. I think it's more of the cautious thing, but they're not like open. They're not like open. Their egos are still there. So if you tell them another route to go, they're gonna feel some type of way about it. And then on top of that, my delivery is not that good, especially when I'm hurting. So about 4 days ago, my hemoglobin dropped. It dropped tremendously. It's been sickling, been hurting. They haven't been managing my pain at all. Now, they have this thing where they want to give you your home medications, and then they want to add on Dilaudid on top of that. They have no idea about opioid dependency. They have no idea about any of that crap. None of that. So they get attitude if you lean towards the IV medicine and not take your home medication and then take the IV medication. Oshner was the same way. Then they had the nerve to say I was opioid dependent. After I told them about opioid dependency, they were like, oh, well, she's opioid dependent because so-and-so and so-and-so and so. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I had to leave before I say something, do something that I would regret. Now, mind you, I am here because I need to get myself together. I'm in school. I'm not able to. I got to the point to where with my health that I wasn't able to keep up and maintain working and going to school and keeping up my apartment, all of those things. So I had to come back home, get myself together. Now, the hematologist that I had, it was a Oriental lady, and she came in, and the first little, yeah. So now I get a nurse, and she has an attitude, goes outside, and I'm gonna put what the charge nurse said on here too. She's just keep asking for the IV medication. Ma'am, no, I'm not. I'm hurting. Every time somebody walks in here, they be like, you hurting? It's all over my face. How much pain that I am in. I just want relief. There is only so much distraction, so much TV you can watch, so much Instagram you can look at, Instagram Reels you can look at. It's so much of anything that you can look at to distract yourself. I am hurting. She comes in 2 hours later with an attitude. She was supposed to get the doctor, the nurse practitioner to come in. The nurse practitioner comes on the floor, didn't come in the room. My mama's sitting, waiting right there, waiting on, we're going to come. We finally got, it's somebody that's actually here in person trying to be Captain Save-A-Hole. Like she doing us a favor, right? And he doesn't even come here. My mama's been sitting here for hours waiting on the doctor to come in. I don't know what God is doing. I really, really, really don't. But at this point, I refuse to be here ever. I'm trying to figure out how in the HE Devil Hawkins said I grow up here. How did I grow up here? How? How did I grow up here? But then again, I was, excuse me, sick a lot when I was younger. I was sick a lot when I was younger. Like a lot. I just, I'm lost for words. Now I gotta call her take medicine that don't work just for her to tell me so she can call them and tell them that it's not working. So we gonna see how that goes. Next time y'all see me, they be glad I'm doing better, because me, knowing me, I would have left AMA. Surely would have. I would have left AMA. I would have left out. And I would have, after I left AMA, I would have reported all of those doctors. Because it's not my fault that y'all ran out of pain medication. Hindsight, it's not y'all fault either. But I am under your care. You don't want to Hey guys, we are the next day of them running out of IV Dilaudid, right? So they increased my PO to 2 milligrams. Now everybody else, they have switched them over to IV morphine. Me, I am the only one that they have left without IV morphine. Just have been giving me PO Dilaudid, which is the nurses, they don't ever come in on time. And then he added a Toradol every 6 hours. And then, of course, I still have the same oxycodone that I've been getting that does not work. Now, mind you, look at my eye color. All right. I look at my counts. My hemoglobin has been trending up for the last couple of days. It's now hit a 7. But everything else is flaring up to where I'm still sickling and in a crisis. So he comes in today all joyful. How are you feeling? Now, a normal person to come in and see my face and can tell that I am in an extreme amount of pain. I have not been to sleep at all. I have not been to sleep. And you can hear it in my voice that I'm in a whole lot of pain. The nurse only came in here one time to give me my Dilaudid for 9:30. She was about to give me my oxycodone, which she was supposed to have given to me at 7 o'clock. And then I was supposed to be able to get the Toradol at 7:35. She told me I had to wait 45 more minutes. Now, mind you, I tell her to let the doctor know about the pain regimen, how things are going, how they're, things of that nature. I have not, and I mean not, gotten any resolution for it whatsoever. I literally, it's showing here, and in my body, how things have been progressing and going about in this hospital. Just crazy. So now I took my oxygen off for a little while because I am having nose issues, like my nose keeps running, or like I'm having, so you'll see rubbing on my nose. So I'll take it off for a little while, put it back on, take it off, put it back on, things of that nature. So that is that. Which is I'm about to put it back on because I've already had it off for a while. So the reason why I have my phone so close is because I have my legs up, and because I've just been distracted trying to watch something. My head is screaming because I have not been to sleep. Like, I haven't gotten any rest, none of that, like, comfortable whatsoever. Now, mind you, today I have been in the hospital for a week now. A week. I don't know what to do. Part of me is like, I'm noticed, like, since I refused to get the blood transfusion because I'm worried about the high ferritin and my iron overload, that I am slowly trying to be pushed out of the hospital. But they don't want it to be like liable on themselves. They want it to be liable with me. So if we force her to leave AMA, then, it's out of our hands. She shouldn't have left. type thing. So that's that. That's the thing that's been going around since I've been here in Louisiana. It's like, if you go against what they feel that they think is right, even though they're wrong, they just, they tend to do that. So I've noticed that pattern since I've been here. Now, one part of me wants to be so toxic and be like, Mama, look, come and get me so I could go home. I'm sick and tired of doing this situation. I have a million of things to do, including homework, because school has started and I can't get any of that done. I can't get nothing. I can't do anything, and that. So, we'll see. We'll see how things go if I go home today, because right now I'm like a little aggravated. Now, since you don't want to change anything, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to address anything, I should be able to go home. First, you used the excuse of it was my hemoglobin. It was low on the low side because it was like 6.8 or whatever. It was under 7 basically. So now you're like, oh, you want to use that as an excuse. So now, since my hemoglobin is this, I want you to be able to look in my eyes. I want you to be able to look at my mother's eyes and tell and give her a reason why I am not able to go home. So we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna get that done for sure. I need it done ASAP. Sorry, they have this staff that comes in every day for cleaning of the room. But yeah, I'm at the point now to where I'm just like, it is what it is. If I mess up my liver, so be it. If I don't have a good quality of life, so be it. If I won't be able to go and live out on my own and again and just that, then so be it. Like, it is what it is. So I call myself being on strike for medication. I don't really call them to get pain medicine anymore unless it gets like extremely bad, because I have now had enough. I've had enough. And then they go, well, your hemoglobin is a 6. We're really worried about you. Vaso-occlusive crisis. It could tear up your tissues. It could cause your body serious damage for being in pain that long. La-di-da-di-da-di. All of this good stuff. You're right. But I could also damage my liver, because my pain crises are extremely bad, because y'all want to pump blood into me every other week. It was bad enough that I was getting exchanges every 3 weeks from my old hematologist. Bad enough for that. I gotta come here and add it to already scarred up liver for a transfusion, because everybody wants a quick recovery. And if you stay too long, that means you just want to be here for the drugs. If people were properly educated about sickle cell, we wouldn't have this problem. I shouldn't have to be in one state, or I shouldn't have to deal with. If you're my hematologist, if I have you as a hematologist, I should not have to do your job for you. I used to have a hematologist in Virginia. Dr. Alicard was a good doctor. And the only reason why I say she was a good doctor was because she was open and willing to learn, to listen, She was receptive. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really have too many problems with her. Now, if it's somebody that's a specialist was like, well, she should have did this, she should have did this. You are correct. But I didn't hold it against her because it wasn't like she didn't try to fix her errors. Like, if something came up, you know, she tried to fix it. She listened. Other hematologists here, they don't listen. They don't know nothing. They ain't trying to know more than what they already know. Even if what they know is wrong, inaccurate, or whatever. They figure. They know what they're doing. They've treated many people before. Probably killed quite a bit of people too. And they got it under control. So much under control that I am now requiring oxygen that I have not required since I've been back in Louisiana. I required oxygen in Louisiana when I was younger. I am now back, spinning the block, back in the day. Same healthcare. Only difference is now I'm an adult and I'm realizing how much. The reason why I was so sick when I was younger, my mother didn't know too much. And she agreed. You know, I'm not going to say Dr. Jaridi was wrong because he was extremely intelligent. Thank God I had him as my doctor here because he knew a lot. He was actually a true specialist in sickle cell. But she went along with a lot of things where I feel like she should have educated herself instead. Put in to where I wouldn't have certain things that I am dealing with now. But I can't change it. She was young. She had a whole bunch of kids. She was overwhelmed. It is what it is. You know, that's what happens. So yeah. I have math homework, statistics, statistical reasoning that I'm far behind on. I am no longer trading. I used to trade every day, which is actually, this is the perfect time for me to be practicing and, you know, channeling my skills for trading right now. But I haven't been doing any of it. And then as soon as I think I'm getting out of the person's spout, it's like I go back in one. I get back in my head, and then I get out of my head, and then I get back in my head, and then I get out of my head. And it's been a lot since I've been here. And that's understandable because I haven't really had a quality of life. I was moving around more in Virginia. There was like, oh, well, you know, you added two more port. You added another port and things of that nature. And so on and so forth in Virginia. And you was in the hospital, you know. But when I was in Virginia, I was in the hospital for like extreme stuff, pneumonia, PEs, like stuff like that. Not for a simple regular pain crisis that they didn't handle or manage. And I had a more quality of life of going to campus, even though school was just overwhelming, which is I shouldn't have, after everything that I had dealt with over the last year and a half with my family and things of that nature and stuff like that. I shouldn't have, you know, I should have took a longer pause. Instead of taking a summer break, I should have took a longer pause for school, did proper accommodation, did proper registration for my pricing for school and for in-state tuition, all of those things. But I didn't have much help, and I'm just not going to go back there because we've already got the videos for that. So, I should have just took time off for that and got myself together and stuff like that. But I didn't, and it is what it is. So I have to get back right. Because when I first signed up for the classes and everything, This statistical reasoning class is different from the other statistical reasoning class, which is having me have issues to adapt with, and that is another thing. My accounting class, all my other classes, I'm making a B. I'm making good grade. This, I don't notice, I only have 3 classes, so math class is the only one that I really have to hone in and get my stuff together and things of that nature, which is I know I'm fully capable of doing it. But I have to get people out of my head, because I was doing okay when I first got here, and it just went downhill from here. I've been very anemic. My pain has been very severe, and it hasn't been tamed. And I'm worried about my health, because I can't hardly stand up and breathe. I can't walk down the hallway. I've been here for a week. I tried to walk to the nurse's station that's not even that far, and nearly passed out because I couldn't breathe. I can't walk too much. Well, I can't get up and walk back and forth in the room and things of that nature. But I've been mostly going to the bathroom and stuff like that, because after I get up, or if I take a shower or whatever, I can't breathe. I have to put my oxygen back on. So I said I was gonna get up and get in the chair. I need to do something, because I feel like I'm not doing anything. And even though I am being productive, I don't feel like I'm being productive, because I'm not moving. I'm not doing things. Everybody else's life is going on, and I feel like I'm just stuck, stagnant, not doing nothing. So I just wanted to give that to y'all. However that may be received, I don't care. At this point, I really don't care. And move on with my life, because I have to. I don't know. I refuse. I worked so hard to get to a point of peace. And I'm not going to let anybody ruin that for me again. I'm just not. I refuse to. And I know Michael is like itching me to do the same thing. So we ain't got into 10 minutes of me talking. I'll see y'all later. Good morning, Chronic Care Advocates. My name is Kayla Ann. Don't forget the hyphen. And this is the Chronicles of Word TV. So that last video was from my last hospital stay. I got out the next day, ended up getting a blood transfusion because my hemoglobin dropped to a 6.3. It went up to 6.4, then it dropped back down to 6.3. Then it went to a 7. It just kept fluctuating, basically, because they weren't managing my pain. So I ended up getting a blood transfusion the day of discharge, so that I could make it to my primary care doctor, which is why he was having me in there for so long, to try to make sure I get outpatient care, so I won't have to keep spinning the block for the hospital. But so I had an appointment Friday. I had some personal issues at home to where I wasn't able to make it for my pain management appointment. So they ended up putting me with my hematology appointment on Monday, which was yesterday. Went there. I mean, when I tell you, see, one thing I don't like about just taking medical marijuana as pain medicine is I'd rather do it when I'm sleeping, because the whole time I was there, I didn't have any proper critical, like, I wasn't fast and on point like I usually am. I was talking very slow, very lethargic, very like over the day. And everybody was like, you're on oxygen? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, is it just the pain? So I finally saw my hematologist, Dr. Mansour, after being here for, this is my 4th month. I finally got to see Dr. Mansour on the 4th month. And I completely forgot about something. So over there, right, they get my urine sample. last night, I didn't even record it because I was just so annoyed. He didn't give me anything for pain until right before I got on the floor. He didn't add any fluids on the thing right until after I've gotten on the floor. I was sitting here waiting for my blood results to come back. And then he still didn't come back. I had to go find my nurse who was sitting chilling on her phone. Oh, well, I did just talk to you about he didn't write anything. And you think that was going to be okay? Like, aren't you supposed to be my nurse? You didn't think that was fishy or weird? No, you just didn't care because it was one less thing that you had to do. Child, when I tell you, God has been testing me in every area since I have been back in Louisiana. Every area. I'll catch y'all later. Hey guys, this is the next day of that little tidbit that I have for Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And so I have been in the hospital for about a week. Well, a little over a week. So a week and 2 days, I have been in the hospital with a pancreatitis. My hemoglobin went up to a 7, then it went to a 7.4 for the last 2 days. So he was like, he was gonna check my reticular count. He's gonna check my reticular count and see if my crisis is ending. Well, today it drops from a 7.4 to a 6.4. I mostly am just tired. I can deal with the pain. I've been dealing with the pain since I've been here. And he made a comment so I look at my chart. I know when the nurses say something smart in there. I know when the doctors say something in my chart. I already know. So he makes a comment stating that I'm only looking for IV meds and that I am rude to the medical staff. This is not my first time hearing that I am aggressive to the medical staff or whatever. Lately, it's been happening a lot within the last couple of years because I'm so annoyed with them. It's like, it's invasion of the zombie snatchers in healthcare. Like, every industry is going through it. Every industry is being stretched. The coworkers that are still there are having issues because they're overworked. They're, here they have been very short-staffed. They haven't hardly had any people working the floor and things of that nature. So instead of them keeping it together, most staff and I honestly believe it's the ones that just got into the field only because the money was good. They've been in it for a long time. They got comfortable and things of that nature. So every time I come into the hospital, I seem to always get the peacockers, the ones that just wanna, I'll get really good nursing staff that'll advocate for me, or doctors that advocate for me, and do their proper job like they're supposed to. Then you have the ones where their biases start to show in their care because they're frustrated at home, they're frustrated with the workload, they're frustrated with something, they're anxious about something. So it comes out, it seeks out, and it shows. And I always seem to get those medical staff, which is, I don't even care anymore at this point because now I am at home And I went from, I think it's crazy how I can go from these people are stupid, they're not supposed to be doing their jobs, people sticking up for me, and then I have people that are related to me by blood that it is you, Kayla, you're the problem, you need to get it together, la-di-da-di-da-di, all this good stuff. And then I'm just like lost in the sauce in the middle. So today